Dr. Seth Hornack here, founder of Dr. Seth's line of vitamins. I'm super happy to be here one-on-one with Micah Mason, the NCAA's all-time leading three-point shooter. He's number one on the list if you Google him. He's ahead of Ray Allen, Steph Curry, these NBA three-point champions. He had the best season in the history of the NCAA his sophomore year. He's the Atlantic 10 all-time leader in three-point shooting. He played 3 years at Duquesne University and also at Drake University out in Iowa, your freshman year as well.
Yep.
And then he currently has his own business in the Pittsburgh area where he trains athletes to get better at basketball. And you should see his son. His son looks like your son could outshoot me right now. He'd probably beat me. He probably got it. Pretty impressive. So we just wanted to kind of touch base with you a little bit on kind of what made you so great at basketball and at three-point shooting and just in general.
I think it was the when my father started training with me when I was in my diapers when I was 2, to be honest with you, and I just fell in love with the game early. And I'd say the biggest key to my success has been my work ethic. Just making sure pretty much every single day that I put the work in. Because I'm not the tallest, not the strongest, the most athletic, but it allowed me to play at a high level because I was very prepared, and I pretty much, I would say, outworked most of the people I went against, so it was helpful.
Like what, I know even like when I was playing, I would always try to outwork people too. Like what did you have certain things that you were doing every day? Like how many shots were you taking like when you were in elementary school or high school or college, and what kind of things were you doing to kind of get better?
So when I would spend about an hour and a half a day working out, and my goal was to earn a Division I scholarship at a young age, and I shot over 500 to 1,000 makes a day from 4th grade on until probably about 3 to 4 years ago when my career ended. So it's a lot of shots.
So 500 to 1,000 makes.
500,000.
Not misses. It'd take me like 2 years to hit that. But like how many, like when you would shoot 500 or let's say 1,000 shots, how many shots would you actually miss? When I was probably after 6th or 7th grade, I started shooting between 80 and 90% on the gun, and then probably 9th to 12th grade, 90% plus. So 900 out of 1,000, or like 400 out of 500 shots, like every day. So wow, that's incredible. It was cool because I started treating you when you were in high school, and then worked on them a little bit throughout college as well at Duquesne University, and I worked in another office locally, and one of my friends was good friends with your mom and dad, and he showed me a video of Micah where Micah shot 100 three-point shots, and he hit 97 out of 100 three-pointers. I was like, holy heck, that's incredible. I mean, it's like hard enough to shoot foul shots, let alone three-pointers, and I just couldn't believe like the hand-eye coordination and like just the amount of time it would take in order to get that good to do that. And just recently you hit like 48 out of 50, right? And it got like 3 million views I think online. So he can still play. So if there's any NBA teams out there that need somebody clutch for the playoffs coming down, Micah's available. He's still in good shape. Tell us a little bit about I know as an athlete, playing at a high level, tell people a little bit about taking care of your body, how important that is, and like chiropractic care and different things that you kind of do.
Yeah, you know what, I growing up, obviously my parents were big in chiropractic care, but it wasn't until probably my injuries in high school, where I had 3 hip surgeries in high school and was struggling with that I really started to understand that I needed to take care of my body, and to play at a high level, it was very important. So that's stretching, that's my diet, and just overall taking care of my body, going to the chiropractor throughout my career probably twice a week. We had our own chiropractor at Duquesne that would come in, and I just made sure that I was taking care of my body, especially because, like I said, all the injuries that I've recovered from. And it's just so helpful, and I knew I needed it. You could tell if like you said, when I sprained my ankle or something was out of place, I knew what I needed to do, and it was through chiropractic care. So it has just been beneficial for my whole career.
What about like I'm big into like mental toughness and kind of those type of things, because I think there's like a huge, aspect, and even like we were talking a little bit earlier how for the NBA, you're basically like a two guard, so you're a little bit short for two and like not quite a one guard, like more of a
like a
2-1 instead of a 1-2, which would have been better. But so I was the same thing, a little undersized to play Division I football, and that was one of my goals too. I just want to do whatever I needed to do to outwork everybody and play. And like how did your mindset like play a role into like staying focused and then actually not only earning a Division I scholarship, but then being the best to ever play the game? Like literally, that's hard for me to even imagine. Like you had the best 3-point percentage in the history of basketball. Like that's absolutely incredible. So what does it take to get to that level where you're literally the best in the world that's ever done it, that since Jesus has walked the earth? This is the best player that's ever shot basketball, and I'm sitting here with them, so I feel honored to even have you. But not only that, just to talk with you and be friends with you and everything. But tell me a little bit about that mindset, or what were you focused on? What were you thinking about? And
when I think about mental aspect of the game, the first thing that I think about is being over prepared. Through my work ethic, just making sure that I was always prepared, and that would build confidence. Like we already talked about, not the most athletic, not the fastest, not the tallest, but I had the confidence that I belonged on the court with these top players in the country. And every single day, I was a perfectionist. Like even yesterday, I couldn't get a shooting drill that I wanted to do, and I stayed there for 4 hours till I could get it. I'm a perfectionist. Wow. I love to compete. So just being a competitive guy, I knew that I belonged out in the court, and it was just a huge help to my career. And even little tricks, like my dad would tell me in high school, hey, on the bus, shoot 200 shots in your head. Make 200 threes on the way to the game. So I would be on the bus with my headphones in, and I was making shots in my head. And I mean, the affirmations is just huge. You believe something that you can do, and then you go ahead and do it. It's powerful. So those kind of things have helped me for sure.
So it was like a non-stop thing. You were basically, even when you weren't on the court, you were still thinking about the game.
Yeah, for sure. Like if I would have a bad game down at Duquesne, I felt like I couldn't sleep for 2 days. Not like in a bad way. It was just, I was just so competitive. I couldn't wait till the next game. I would go shoot an extra 500 shots with one of the managers. I'd call him at like 11 o'clock at night and say, hey, we're going to the gym. Can you come rebound for me? Right. And we'd get up thousands of shots. Jeez. And just making sure that I was always ready. So just over prepared, like I said, confident and super competitive guy. So
I like what you said too. Like I know as an athlete too, sometimes you remember even like your bad plays better than your good plays. Like I still remember I started as a freshman down at Pitt at safety, and we were playing at Notre Dame, and it still bothers me I got run over on the field. It's like how many years ago, but sometimes you'll make great plays or things, but you don't even really think about those sometimes, but like the ones just because you're so used to doing it well, when it doesn't go as well, it really bothers you.
For sure, for sure, yeah.
But does that help to drive you too, would you say?
Oh, yeah. Like always just being honest with yourself after a game, like what did you do well, what didn't you do well, and just really kind of making a game plan. Like I was big on kind of planning what I needed to get better at and writing it down, goal setting, and then kind of trying to every day follow that plan until I achieved what I wanted to do. So it was a lot of preparation, like I said, and just making sure that I was always working hard. So
excellent.
Yeah,
that's something that I even do. I know, like from a spiritual aspect, like I'll as my day goes on, and I'll evaluate myself. At the end of the day, hey, what did I do good? What did I do bad? What could I have improved on? And how could I kind of change that situation? But I think that I could apply to sports, to becoming a better man, better person, better husband, better father, whatever. So I think you just always holding yourself accountable and trying to improve. Now, I know your mom's a pretty religious woman and everything like that too. So I know with like sports, I would always kind of try to really even prepare myself like spiritually with a lot of prayers and different things, and then if I was going through suffering, I would try to unite that to Jesus and the cross and things like that. So how did like the spiritual aspect kind of play into your your success, and obviously the Lord's blessed you just to be able to do that. And how important is that to you?
Oh, it's a big part of my life. You know, my walk in Christ is I try to make it the main thing, because when it's not the main thing, everything else is goes in a little bit of jeopardy. You could probably feel that and have times in your life where that's happened. So I try to just definitely get into church and pray. But for basketball, I would always, I stayed in the Bible and in the Word and tried to really focus on that stuff, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to play. He's helped me through so many, like I said, injuries and different things, that I just had trust in him that he had the plan for me. So just tried to follow that.
That's huge. Yeah. I mean, did you notice, like, when you did that, was it rubbing off on some of the other players that you played with? Or did you ever like witness to them? Or
yeah, for sure. I actually would room with a kid from Atlanta. His name was Damo, and he would always see me read my Bible actually in the hotel room. And he was like, "What are you reading?" And by the end of like us rooming together, because we would always switch roommates, but by the time we would end up rooming together, he'd be like, "Can you read me another scripture? Can you read me another verse?"
That's so cool.
It was pretty cool how it kind of transformed.
Yeah.
And the different books I was reading on the bus, some kids would see, and it was definitely I was able to kind of speak the word and help kids out a little bit. So it was nice.
That is so cool. Well, Micah has his own basketball coaching facility in the Pittsburgh area, so definitely look him up online, and you're not going to get better tutelage than with Micah, so we're really graced to have you here with us.
Thanks for having me.
And
thank you for
super excited for working on you and just getting to know you a little bit better. So
thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
God bless.
Thank you.
And as always, if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel, and we promise to give you good, clean content.